Okay, so this week we talked about the parable of the vineyard and the workers. Basically, Jesus talking to his disciples tells them this story. And you have a landowner who has a vineyard where they grow grapes, and he needs workers for harvest. So he goes out first thing in the morning, sun up, and hires some workers. And then as the day goes on, he figures, I need more workers. And so he sends his servants out to hire more workers, and he does this several times. And then even towards the end of the day, it says the 11th hour, right? So if sun part of the day is from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. This is at 5 o'clock, he's hiring some new people, and they'll work just that last hour. Well, the day is over, the sun's going down, it's time to pay the guys, and he tells his manager, hey, go pay the guys who came in last, pay them first. And he pays them the exact same amount. He pays everybody the exact amount, regardless of when they came in and started working and how long they had worked. And the people who've been working all day get mad. Like, what is going on? How come we're getting the same amount they got? Because we've worked more than they have. And his answer is, well, this is what I told you would get paid. But when I hired you, I told you I would pay you a denarius. And you said, okay, so you have your denarius. It's my money, it's my business, what I want to do with my money and how much I want to pay who. You got what we agreed on. And so Jesus is kind of addressing, because remember, his disciples are Jewish, so he's addressing this idea that the Jews are the chosen people of God, and they would have this angst that the Gentiles now getting saved as well. Whenever they're like, hey, how come they get the exact same reward we get? We've been your chosen people. And that's kind of the theological issue that Jesus is addressing. We see the same thing go on with Christians, people who have grown up in the church, been good little boys and girls their whole lives, volunteered for everything, give all kinds of money. They're just awesome, go-getter Christians. And sometimes the idea that some sinner saved at the last moment on their deathbed, getting the same reward as they do in heaven, or at least getting to go to heaven, we get different rewards. That's a different lesson. Just upset some people. Wait a minute, that's not fair. I've devoted my whole life to you. Well, God's kind of in control, and he gets to give what he wants to give. Well, we see in here this idea of unfairness. That's not fair. I think I deserve more. What's funny is, if you look at it from the side of the people who only worked an hour, they're not seeing unfairness. They're seeing grace and mercy and generosity and just, wow, that is awesome. Right? And the landowner makes a very good point. Hey, look, I paid you what we agreed upon. It's my money. It's my land. How am I wrong for doing what I want with my stuff? You didn't have to come work for me. And so we see this idea that I'm in charge. It's mine. What right do you have to tell me what to do with my stuff? And we would all agree with that. If I came into your house and started trying to boss you around and tell you what to do with stuff and how you needed to arrange your home, and oh, that couch is ugly, get that thing out of here. Oh, how can you eat this stuff? Clean out this refrigerator, right? That's not how it works. It's your house. You do your stuff in your house, I do my stuff in my house. Now the question becomes, whose house are we in? Because Genesis 1:1 says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. There's not a single thing that we have in our lives that God did not produce. Psalm 24:1 says that the world belongs to the Lord and everything in it, and everyone in it. We belong to God. He made us. The air that you're breathing right now, he made that. The food that you eat, he provided that. The fact that it has flavor, he did that. The fact that whenever you mix different flavors together, it gets better. God created that. The fact that you can have a good time with friends and enjoy life, God did that. He created that. He didn't have to. Every good thing that we enjoy in our life comes from God. It's all his. And so for us to gripe and complain about something not being fair, and there's so many things that we like to say, that's not fair. They're better looking than I am. They were born in a rich family and I wasn't. They have those skills and that talent. I wish I could dunk a basketball. Whatever it is, we look at other people, we look at other things, we look at our circumstances and go, wait a minute, that's not fair. When actually, who we should be and the mindset we should be in are that of the late workers. Instead of going, that's not fair, we look at the generosity and the grace and we go, wow, that's amazing, thank you. Because look at all he has given us. And instead of focusing on what we think we might want or might should have, let's focus on what he has given us and the generosity that God has already lavished upon us. Whenever we get angry and we think it's unfair, we want to shake our fist at the sky and curse God. The muscles and the tendons and what is used to raise that hand and shake that fist, he gave us the ability to do that. The voice and the tongue that we use to gripe and complain and accuse him of being unfair, he gave us that voice. And yet he still gives us love and grace and generosity. Here's the challenge. Let's not whine about what is unfair. Let's be thankful and grateful for what we have. Let's praise God for the generosity with which he's treated us. That's our challenge this week.